Good afternoon, Speed Gaming fans. My name is Adam, aka WXFan21, aka WeatherFan, joined by Kip. Kip, how are you doing today?
Adam, I'm doing great. I'm really excited about this tournament. And when I saw the matchup for this one, Kupppo versus Tilimorf, I had to jump on it. Both good players. Unfortunately, had a loss in the first round, and so this is a best of one. And the loser, unfortunately, will be out of the tournament. But I have to give a quick shout out to Kupppo, who is on the Dash dev team and does amazing work with the webpage. He's been doing a bunch of stuff for us, so I had to get on here and support him.
Absolutely. So this is going to be an absolutely amazing race. Kip, what can you tell us about both runners and their seeds, and just anything about them in general for those of us that don't know these two runners?
Well, I don't think I've ever raced Tilimorf, and I haven't raced Kupppo before, so I haven't studied them. Usually I study all of my opponents when I race them, but since I've never raced them before, I don't know every in and out of their game. I know Kupppo is on the newer side, Tilimorf more experienced, but I've been very impressed with both players in terms of so far how they've performed. So I think this is going to be a fun match.
Awesome. Well, this is going to be a ton of fun. Tilimorf with the missing the moonfall there just a little bit, but I love the sprite choice.
Yeah, it looks like Kupo's using the vanilla, and then Tilimorf is I guess it's called Margatroid. I actually don't know much about it. I've seen it a few times, but not familiar with where that character comes from.
Yeah. What's up, Adraxis? What's up, chat? Hope you all are doing well. Kip, how are you doing today? You having a good weekend?
I am. I won my first round match last night against a very good opponent, and since the first round is best of one, a lot of nerves to not lose. So I'm really excited to move on. These tournaments are honestly, I have more fun playing in the tournaments than I do anything in Super Metroid, speedrunning, anything, especially Randomizer. So it's really great to see everybody playing, and really excited to not only play but watch. So it's been a good day for me.
I love the amount of people that really have been able to, enter the qualifiers, and the amount of people that we actually have here that participated in said qualifiers. Like, this is an amazing top 32. The amount of people that participated in were great. Legends like Zosti have been in. We're going to have SM100 come up. I know Shiny Zenny's running that. It's just going to be, it's really so awesome to see. And early on here, Kupppo versus Tilimorf, they are literally neck and neck. They could be holding hands through these rooms.
Yeah, so far, some people do the alpha missiles first in Rando. I personally don't, just because I'm more comfortable with it the other way. So it's kind of neat when you see two players that do the same sequence at the same time. You get a true sense of kind of where they are. But yeah, opening series here, they both have a power bomb and an energy tank, which makes things comfortable. I assume we're going to see both players check this first portal. Typically, if you have the means to do it early, you want to, just because it's really hard to get back to. And if it's like a dead end, for example, you'd want that information soon.
Yeah, we also want to give a quick shout out, and we'll shout this person out many times, but big shout out to our tracker, Fishing Boo. We really should get the trackers' names on these things. But anyway, Fishing Boo tracking today this amazing race. And, Kip, one thing that we saw... Oh, nice Torian entrance! What were you saying about not coming back here?
Yeah, we just need to make sure that the players don't get hit. Okay, thank goodness. Kupppo took a couple extra hits and even dropped an extra power bomb, so Kupppo will not be able to check the Mother Brain missile up here, like minor item. But it's not the end of the world, although it is an easy check. But it's fine. I'm glad to see both survive, and now we know where Torian is, so we can avoid this location till the very end.
Absolutely. So one thing, too, that we saw, especially on the earlier race today, was power bombs coming into play early. I believe they found it in 2:30, one of the racers did, which actually allowed them to go down to where the other coons are and find Gravity Suit, which was really really what caused that race to go in that other racer's favor. So y'all should go check that out.
Yeah, and this is, that kind of situation is not, let's put it this way, in past tournaments where we've used the various settings, that kind of situation, it's not super common, but it's not totally rare either because of some of the seed speeds and how they would place like one super or one power bomb pack. However, with the settings we're using for this tournament, that situation is a lot more unlikely. And so,
Of course.
Unfortunately, the runner that did, I don't want to give it away or spoil it in case anybody wants to go back and watch, but the runner that didn't find the power bomb as early as the other, it just happened to be one of those seeds with a layout where it was really difficult to get back in the game.
Yeah, that was just unfortunate. But anyway, you all should go back and watch it. That was on Speedgaming 2. And, one thing we're seeing early here is kupppo definitely keeping up pace and Tilimorf right behind. It is nice to find Torian, though, early.
Definitely. The worst, Torian is one you want to find as quickly as possible, mainly because you don't want it to be on a dead end, like East Meridia or Lower North Fair, and then you get there later and you have to make this huge trek just to check it, but you're not done yet. So it's really nice to have that, and you can dictate a lot of your plays moving forward for the rest of the game.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, what's up, Adraxis? I appreciate the positive comments there. So Kip, last night, like I told you pre-show, I've been doing a lot of these Metroid runs, Prime Randomizer, Tournament, Fusion, Super Metroid stuff. So last night on the main Speedgaming channel, I did, for the first time ever, nice bombs, by the way. So
a lot of bombs early in these seeds lately. It's nice to see.
No complaints here. Tilimorf going to do the moat. Missed the jump. But I did a Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament show last night on the main Speedgaming channel, so that was a ton of fun.
Metroid Prime is a wonderful game. Oh, okay, this is Tilimorf is making an interesting play. Like, I won't get into too much of the meta on all this stuff, but going right early and then, like, especially if you don't have a movement item, and doing like a CWJ to get over can actually be really, really helpful if you get over quickly and find out some information. But if it turns out that you get stuck or it takes a while, it can eat up some time, especially with the fact that kupppo found essentially probably the most sought after early game portal, any of the green brand, but particularly the elevator on the other side. So,
absolutely.
Yeah, man, this is off to an interesting start.
This really, really is. And again, the early route divergence there, Tilimorf choosing to go towards moat. We're going to, go check out those two elevators to see where they go. And to your point that we saw from Tilimorf, like, if you just watch, for example, any kind of, like, Oats and Goat speedrun, like, being able to hit that double wall jump to be able to cross the moat with no gravity suit is just so difficult. At least to me, it looks so difficult to do.
It's tough, and it's even more a little, I would argue it's more nerve-wracking in rando because very oftentimes when you're there to try it, if you want to try it early, most of the time you don't have bombs as a backup, and so you just have to get it. There's no other option if you miss.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and sorry, I feel like I might have jumped up. I got interested in something happening in the race, but I meant to say earlier that it's really cool that you're involved in a lot of Metroid stuff. I've not played Metroid Prime in a long time, but it's one of my all-time favorite games. It's such a wonderful game, and I'm sure it's got a cool randomizer too.
Yeah, I mean, the randomizer was so much fun. Should definitely go back and watch some of the VODs. I've been trying to, just soak up as much of these tournaments as possible, so for those that are just tuning in, you can check out the top of the graphic. This is for Speedgaming Live 2023, so these racers want to get to that live event. That's what these racers are going for. So it'd definitely be cool to see either of these racers get there, because this is an elimination game, like you said. And tracker will be updated momentarily, folks. There are some technical issues, but I think kupppo at this point getting bombs, early, just... I don't know, we haven't seen suits, we haven't seen a single beam. This is just proving to be a really interesting seed already.
Yeah, I guess everybody approaches things differently, especially with how complex some of the decisions in these can end up being down the line. So I'm going to talk about it from the way that I'm looking at it. That doesn't mean that every runner should look at it that way, but really right now it's like they haven't even really been forced to really think about much. And
right.
In some ways the game is going to be less complex because Hopefully they're going to get just about every item. Probably the only one they're probably going to have to skip is Waterway, but that's pretty common. But, you know, they're basically just getting geared up with a bunch of minors and a bunch of majors. And so as soon as they're done with this sequence, they're basically going to be off to some new area where they're going to probably not need to come back here unless it's like some, you know, gravity or suit at Waterway later. So anyway, this is actually kind of a comfy start, just getting geared up, and then once the middle of the game opens up, you are equipped for a lot of things. But even right now, they're technically in logic for hell runs in Upper Norfair. So
absolutely,
you know, everything's open.
I also think one thing that's interesting here, and I really hope kupppo goes to it. All right, they are. They're gonna go check out what's behind the wave beam door. And I just really think, just the way this run has been seen already, I do think we're going to have something that's going to be beneficial back here. No. Did you get it? There we go. Took a couple tries, but kupppo does get it. Shoots the thing afterwards for it. Oh, it's just an energy tank. So, hell runs definitely could be in play with the amount of energy that we're seeing. The amount of energy tanks that we have, sorry, power bombs too, just really, really interesting. Gauntlet, we know the 2 miners were power bombs, so... No, where do you think we're going to see our next big item here?
Well, I mean, it could be anything. Given that this is the speedrun progression speed and not... Sorry to go deep in the bag, but okay, I got a high jump boot. Sorry to go deep in the bag, but you know, in the past, you could make some somewhat educated guesses at certain junctures with items, depending on what seed speed you thought it was. But here, it's supposed to be, you know, about as random as possible, so it's just kind of hard to say. But that high jump boot is nice, but also puts some things on the table that are not the ideal situation. Like right now, if you were to come across the back of wrecked ship, that is now in logic where it wouldn't have been otherwise. And so it's a long trek to go into the ship and check stuff, but it's technically in logic now. So sometimes there are items you want to see, and then sometimes there are items that are actually pretty good, but also bring up like tough spots.
Mm-hmm. Did kupppo just complete? Oh, okay, but no, we did check the door there. And kupppo's going to go check the last door here in Green Brinstar, and it's going to lead us to this Main Street. No, it's right outside Croc. So kupppo is going to go do some hell runs here. Going to go see if they can find Vari or, quite frankly, anything at this point.
I probably, in this situation, I don't hate this play, but I probably would have doubled back to go to Red Brinstar, and there's a bunch of easy portals to check, and then you also, at minimum, get the Spazer item. But at the same, and plus you might run into the left side of Norfair, which gives you a somewhat quote-unquote freer access to 2 items. But I don't think this is a bad play.
Not at all.
Especially with 5 energy tanks.
You see kupppo playing that safe there, realizing that Varia may not be anywhere around it. Tilimorf is going to go ahead and take your idea and go check the Spazer item, so we're going to see what this major is. And it's going to be a reserve tank, so... Again, if you're newer to watching, Major Minor split, other than the items that you see on screen, Major Minor is also... is the energy tanks and reserve tanks, so definitely coming into play here early. And Tilimorf decided they wanted to know they're not going to go up Red Tower? Really?
Yeah, looks like... I wasn't looking closely. Maybe Tilimorf didn't check the other 2 portals first. So before another decision is made, maybe they're going to go, yeah, check these 2 portals over here.
Yeah.
And there's 3 Musketeers.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, the amount of energy tanks that we are finding is crazy. It's Main Street.
Main Street's always an interesting portal in these, depending on when you find it and what your loadout is, but somewhat early on or in a somewhat mid-game scenario, especially without gravity, it can be a portal that you can go check and then reset if you have a save. But if you don't have a save, it's kind of risky to go check, because if it ends up being like a dead end or something like that, then you're stuck. So yeah, that one's always interesting to watch how people manage.
I also want to give a big shout out to Sigma, who we have a tracker on screen, ladies and gentlemen.
Really like seeing multiple power bombs early, even if you have bombs. I mean, it just, it lets you crystal flash if you get in a tough spot, hell running, but also in the future, if you have a scene where you need to hell run lower Norfair, it's a lot more helpful.
Okay, so Red Brinstar 3 is going to take us to East Meridia. That's going to help out once we get gravity. No, kupppo!
I wish that that's not terrible. What makes it worse is that he wasn't able to shoot the capsule and see what's in there, because like if it was like a energy tank or reserve, he could just skip. But now he's got to go back and check.
Yeah, so thank you, Sigma, for getting our illustrious tracker to be able to check that and get them on screen. Appreciate that. Kupppo not going to go back again. Going to go check out and see what this item is. Again, for all we know, it could be Varia. Tilimorf going to go check out what Kraid Door is. Kraid Door is what was on the other side of the moat. So Tilimorf now knows what that door does.
Yeah, plus Tilimorf's about to have one of the other things that really helps about checking those portals is, if I mentioned earlier, if you find Upper Norfair, the left side, then you get to do these two items before you potentially do your hell runs. And so theoretically you could run into Varia, or even if you don't get Varia, like something like Space Jump or especially Speed would still help a lot. So we'll see if Tilimorf gets rewarded for that.
Did Tilimorf ever get their high jump, by the way? It looks like they did.
Yeah, definitely. Tilimorf definitely has high jump.
Okay. Another reserve tank. Oh my goodness, this seat is ridiculous so far. No beams, no suits, and just high jump. Not even a space jump. Hell run's definitely logical here. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw ice as the first beam either. Kupppo in trouble, but they have plenty of power bombs here. Here comes a crystal flash. Thank you, Twin Mel. We greatly appreciate it. So, Kip, if you're these runners, right, like you're Kupppo, do you just want to go check wave if it's nothing? Do you take the reset and go back? Forget the miners, you forget everything else, you don't need the extra energy tank. Do you just take the safety save and go back?
I don't. Doesn't mean that you couldn't make the case that it could, be an okay, there's the gravity suit. But nice. I gotta say, this is a tough spot though. This jump without speed booster with high jump on, you can't really make it. And so Kupppo needs to fall here to avoid getting on the spikes.
Yep.
And he has plenty of energy to get out, but he really needs to not miss. But I will say, having gravity with just the defensive properties against enemies alone is actually very helpful here.
Oh, it's huge.
So this is good. But yeah, I personally, to answer your question, I wouldn't reset, but that's just me. I mean, you could make the case for it.
Well, I mean, it's always nice to ask another runner, like, in your situation, if you were running this race, what you would do, right? Like, I'm not a speed runner. I'll eventually get into it. But it's just nice to always have that kind of perspective, especially to, when we see two of these runners here, Tilimorf now heading back up Red Tower, Kupppo trying to refill. At the very least, get some power bomb drops so they can crystal flash, but they are slowly running out of any kind of hope at this point.
Well, Adam, you're correct about your idea. I will say that you might want to wait until you're on comms with maybe a better runner, because every time I go back and watch my races, everybody thinks I make the wrong decisions and that I'm behind the whole race. So maybe somebody else would be able to give you a better perspective.
I mean, I don't know, Kip. From what I was told, you are the greatest Super Metroid runner the world hasn't even got a chance to really meet yet.
Sorry, man.
Notice the silence chat. Kip actually thought about that for a second, like, that's right, I am. Put some respect on my name.
No, I'm just playing around. But Kupo's in an interesting spot here because you know, he basically he should be able to go straight back to Green Brinstar and then head to Red Brinstar. And then since he has that gravity suit, I don't remember all the connections, but I remember specifically seeing like a Main Street, right?
Yeah,
So,
we do have Main Street, and that was a Green Brinstar 3. So this map is a lot kinder compared to the map that I was tracking earlier. It looked like spaghetti. Because we had a lot of criteria to Red Brinstar to... West Meridia wasn't found for quite some time. So this is definitely I would absolutely think if I'm Kupo here, head down to Red Tower. Because again, you have so many checks, so many different ways to go. And we can even see from Red Brinstar itself, we can get into Lower North here. We do have access to West Meridia. We found an East Meridia entrance. I mean, East Meridia at this point is probably not something I'm thinking about. I probably want a couple more items or at least a beam before I try it.
this might sound crazy. I wouldn't hate a ship refill right here by Kupo before you go and check other portals.
Agreed.
I don't think it's the correct play, but there are scenarios that you can run into down the line where it would be very valuable to have everything filled back up for you. And unfortunately, we know that it's going to be Upper Norfair, and if he chooses to go down and check everything, he's probably going to go to High Jump Boots first because he doesn't have energy, and then when he gets a reserve there, he's not going to be able to check the ice item, which we know is a reserve, but that he's not going to know that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So it might be something he comes back for later. So anyway, this is kind of a tough spot.
Yeah, this really is. Just the map itself is really interesting. The fact that we have to get all the way back to criteria. But though, luckily for us, there are, if we just take a look at the tracker, we have entrances from Green Brinstar, West Meridia, Upper Norfair. So there's plenty of ways to get back to criteria when we need to get to Turian. But the only entrance, we have not found Wreck Ship yet. We haven't found Craig yet. We have the East Meridia entrance and both the Lower Norfair entrances, which is really, really interesting. So Kupo is going to be really happy to see this energy tank.
Oh, I'm sorry, my fault. Yeah, I thought this was double reserve. That's actually really nice for Kupo. What was I thinking, man? How did I manage to think there were two reserves over here?
Because we've seen a lot of items uncovered at the same time.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know. Man, I got to tell you, Adam, every time I see, and this happened to both runners, unfortunately, every time I see people fall in it's double chamber? Every time I see people fall in this room, I get really nervous. Falling in here is terrible when you're hell running. Yep.
It's not good. Not good at all. And there's unfortunately just, if you miss any of the jumps, it's really, really tough. Tilimorf, though, nice recovery. And Tilimorf gonna be happy to find Gravity Suit, and those reserve tanks that Tilimorf has, really gonna come in handy to get back to Bubble Mountain. And there's the reserve for Kupo. Gravity for Tilimorf.
So because, again, it's really funny how area works because, and I don't mean this in any kind of bad way. I love area. It's my favorite mode. But, oh no, Tilimorf. I didn't realize that was the situation, that they were so close to death right there. But one of the issues with area is that, like, it looks like you're getting to make choices, and like technically you are, but sometimes the way the map and the items are laid out, doing things in like when you have divergence between two players, they're not actually going to end up having much difference because they end up having to do the same things just in a slightly different order. Like we're kind of looking at that right now.
Yep.
And so to a degree, I would argue that until that death, Tilimorf actually had a somewhat more efficient Upper Norfair Hell Run situation just because they had a few more items when they got here. Based on
I agree with you.
Stuff. But, you know, sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't.
Yep. So areas, folks, we haven't seen yet. Wreck Ship, Kraid's Lair, and Crocomire. We have found Turian. That was Old Brinstar area, which is just a really interesting spot for Turian. So Nothing else really to talk about here. Tilimorf gonna go back, did the recharge, has to go back and he'll run their way to get gravity. Kupo here back in Red Tower. Gonna take the save, and, you know, with gravity in hand now, I think it's time we go see West Meridia.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think the play here would be, you got bombs, so, you know, by logic, you can get Mama Turtle's major. So I would grab that for sure, and then start checking off the stuff over there. At this point, you gotta assume. I mean, forgive me. Sometimes I forget things, but I think we haven't checked Gauntlet. We don't have speed boosters, so we can't get to Waterway. I don't think. No, actually, right now, I take that back. Right now, X-Ray I think is in logic because of the bombs.
Yep.
And the number of E-tanks, but it looks like Kupo is going to check the reserve item here. But yeah, I would assume that you're going to start running into these boss locations like this or Wreck Ship, and then going to need to find something in one of these locations. Yep,
I definitely think West Meridia is probably the play, though Kupo checking out this one major item location, and these pits are just, for lack of a better pun, the pits. These are just... They're interesting locations when you look at this from a game standpoint and how the developers created this game. But, oh, and speaking of X-Ray Room, there is X-Ray. So that was going to be really interesting to deal with later.
Nice double bomb.
Yeah, really nicely done from Kupo. I think West Meridia definitely the play. Like, East Meridia here is nice, but you have the Mama Turtle item, you get a couple other items, you check out a couple of the other doors. Unless if you're Kupo, you just want to end up in, you know, check out the first boss, but no space jump, no grapple beam. Doing that, you know, part of the room is just really, really difficult.
Kupo employing the same strategy with the bombs there that I used when I was 7, when I played the original Metroid, which is just press the button really fast, and it worked.
Shack Tool locations for Spring Ball not being checked by Kupo. Or yet. That's West Meridia. And Kupo's gonna try it.
Listen, all I'm saying is, who has not played a Metroid game and just spammed bombs? You know what I mean? Everybody's done it.
Alright, Kupo has gone away from East Meridia. And here you go, like you said, in logic, let's go.
Taking off those high jump boots. No, I feel you. I still do that too. I do that in every Metroid game I play. Oh, Kupo. I gotta say, I'm really impressed because I didn't even know Kupo was playing Super Metroid much. And, like, the fact that he qualified for the, like, legitimately qualified for this tournament, and he's busting out some great strats. Like, I'm really impressed.
Kupo very happy to have that gravity suit right now. Especially taking the damage from these enemies, because you have to damage boost the opposite way. And what you see in here is like, well, why isn't Kupo continuing? Well, you really only have a couple of legitimate shots to get across that room, because once those waivers pass, they're not coming back your way. So Kupo goes out back, resets the room, and has to be able to follow those waivers. As you see, the waiver got ahead of Kupo. Nothing Kupo could really do there, so this is just really difficult with no space jump or grapple.
I'd feel better about this at this point if Kupo went down and spent like 10 seconds doing a refill, because even if you make it across here, you basically have to be perfect on your way out if you don't get an E-tank.
Here we go. Will Kupo hit it? Oh, yes! Nicely done from Kupo! Now the question is was this worth it? No! Another energy tank!
I'm just glad that he's got some leeway. And it's also nice, I mean, you know, even though you don't get an item here, you know, it's hard to say, like, maybe I would make a Lower Norfair Hell run in certain specific situations where maybe another player wouldn't, so the E-tanks might not have as much value as they might for another player. But it's also nice to just check this zone off the list because he's just going to be able to continue and never come back here.
So there's an interesting thing you mentioned about Lower Norfair. Just taking a look at the tracker, taking a look at our items, realizing we haven't faced any bosses yet, but both the Lower Norfair doors have been located. I'm really starting to wonder if Fantoons in Lower Norfair and the amount of energy tanks we have to go in and out to go take out Fantoon, to go activate Wrecked Ship to get a ridiculous amount of progression.
Maybe, but that would still mean that Varia is somewhere because Lower Norfair hell runs are not ever in logic. So if that is the case, Varia would still have to be accessible somewhere. We have found, I think Tilimorf just checked a portal that Kupo did not, which is the Lava Dive portal, or anyway, the one that's over near Lava Dive in Upper Norfair. And so Tilimorf is actually going to make it to the Mama Turtle room first. And I think Tilimorf, oh, there's the various suit. But does Tilimorf not have gravity? Oh, did he not go back and get it? I don't think he has gravity. Oh, or maybe it just looks weird in the dude, I'm telling you, the physics. Okay, it's the sprite. I'm sorry, the sprite is like playing tricks on me. Like the way the sprite is moving through the water, it looks weird.
You know, it'd be a lot better if you could hear me and my mic wasn't muted.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, as I'm talking and no one's hearing me. It's okay. Chat usually when I'm on, they just mute me anyway and watch the action. Kidding, chat. So, I mean, let's face it. Tilimorf just wants to pet Mama Turtle. That's all. It's totally fine.
I like turtles.
Turtle. Come on, get that. Oh, just missed it again. Tilimorf was like a millisecond off from hitting these bombs.
There it is.
Nice. Get it? Tilimorf, you got this. Play it safe. Play it slow. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm a big fan of the single bomb jumps. Yeah, single bomb jumps are great. So far, I haven't lost a race because of it. It'll maybe happen one day, but until that happens, I'm going to keep single bomb jumping because I always mess up the double bomb jumps.
You know, I heard a cool. Koopa's about to go high five Tilimorf in Mama Turtle room. I think it was Oats and Goats that said to do a bomb jump, just play the Lower Norfair music in your head and lay the bombs to it.
Yeah, it's actually the same rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
I think our buddy Galamaz made a... Oh, no. Does Kupo not know how to bomb jump?
And I mean, let's face it. What do you call it? The Lower Norfair music is fantastic.
Oh, yeah. I love it. You know what's really funny? This is so silly. So, Kupo just doing a bomb jump, but never activated Mama Turtle to fly up. And like I've played this game a ton, and I've never thought about doing that with the gravity suit. Like that's actually pretty smart. Like if you just don't.
It is. I mean, it's long. I mean, look how long it's taking Koopa. But you also think at the same time, Tilimorf did take quite a bit of time,
right,
to be able to get up there, and maybe Koopa just likes bomb jumping.
It's definitely better from the turtle. I mean, but at the same time, it can also be a thing where if you miss the first one, like we saw with Tilimorf, it can end up eating a bunch of time. Oh, Kupo unfortunately got a little too trigger happy there.
Adraxis, DJ, keep it civil.
I'm a little worried about Kupo facing left here because sometimes when you try to turn around, I don't know exactly how it works with the physics. I just know that sometimes when I try to turn around, it like is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're in Morph.
Kupo now having some of the same issues that Tilimorf did. Just trying to hit that bomb with the correct precision time of jumping off Mama Turtle. And DJ and Adraxis in chat are just having fun now with Taylor Swift songs.
Okay, Kupo is facing right.
Kupo.
There we go. Okay.
Kupo.
I love how we have dueling single bomb jumps going on over here.
Mm-hmm. Da-na-na-na-na. Keep it up, you two in chat, DJ and Adraxis. We will have a mod put both of you in timeout and in different corners. Alright, and where is this taking us? Oh, we found Kraid.
Kraid. And no matter what the boss is, it will be killable because we have both suits and plenty of ammo. So this is nice. Good find.
Yep. Really interested to see what boss we're gonna find here. Any guesses, Skip?
I mean, we're just shooting in the dark here, so I'll say Fantoon.
I'm going with Fantoon as well. Even though, for whatever crazy reason, I still think Fantoon's in Low End Warfare, but it'd be nice to see Fantoon here. And, yeah. So, Kraid's Lair we found from West Meridia 1, I believe, according to our trackers.
We have a question in chat about could you gravity jump off the turtle to get there? I am not aware of that being possible. However, I've played Super Metroid long enough to know that I usually don't say anything's impossible because usually somebody finds some kind of weird way to do stuff. So I don't think so, but
I also don't think there is a way, even if you have high jump. It's unfortunately out of the way, and it is Fantoon. See, Kip, we're just better.
We got him.
Oh, all right. Well, let's face it. You're just better. Like I said, the greatest Super Metroid, runner that has never actually had a platform. Congratulations, have said platform.
Oh, so, thanks. Thank you. It's what I've always wanted. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Chad, go ahead, book it. Kip better than Zost and Oats and Goats. Book it.
All this time I've been hoping for people to take notice of me, and now they will.
Only kidding, but Kip, I'm looking forward to going back. I'm gonna try watching your run. Was it last night you said?
Yeah, last night I raced Beefy, but
nice.
You know what this is kind of reminding me of? This Kraid's Lair into Fantoon at the top of West Meridia is kind of sort of reminding me of, is it Nature? Which one of the ROM? I think it's Nature. It's either that one or Z Factor. It's like there's one of them where the Fantoon is like up top on the map, but you got to go through a bunch of water, and then you find it in the stone. So this is kind of neat.
Listen, the Super Metroid ROM hacks are just something else. Have you had a chance to look at Subversion?
Oh, Subversion's great. Yeah.
I haven't played it, but I watched Oates' 7 videos on it. Like, if it takes Oates that long, I'm like, okay, that's a game I really want to play. Someone took years to create that, apparently, and it's so well done.
Yeah, it's a fantastic hack. I was going to say earlier, that's another, I kind of talk a lot, especially when I do comms on runs or events. Like, I kind of talk about the Super Metroid community, and one of the great things about the game, but also the people that choose to interact with the game is there's just so much great quality content. Like, Super Metroid is such a great game to do a hack of, and people have done some really creative things.
Yep. Kip's got one in production right now, and it's, go back to Legends of Hidden Temple, Shrine of the Silver Monkey. Yeah, and you basically gonna go collect, a couple pieces of what's gonna be a Kip statue in the game.
Yeah, you gotta fight in Meridia, you gotta kill the blue barracudas.
Oh, jeez. And there's 2 of them!
Exactly. Oh, okay, so Tilimorf has found, yeah, the 3 Musketeers, or went back to, excuse me, and is about to go down here. I got a feeling we're gonna get a vanilla Lower Norfair, so I'm gonna call Ridley at this one.
Yep, and we have a broken bot, so thank you, F Junk Dump. We appreciate that. Exclamation point R and exclamation point C to follow the runner's comms and tracking team. We'll have to get on and fixing the bot.
Okay, I don't know what Audra is talking about when it comes to the speed run of Subversion, but knowing what I know about Audra's use of puns, I'm gonna assume that there's some kind of like clip through a floor somewhere that's part of the speed run.
I mean, with, we're almost 40 minutes into this run, and I haven't called Adraxis a traitor yet, because Adraxis was in the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament.
I'm sorry, who was?
Wasn't Adraxis in the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament?
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah.
Adraxis, traitor. Only kidding, Adraxis.
You know, they're really, really close to. Well, this is actually complicated. One of the really interesting things that can happen in area, but is not. This happens very infrequently, at least in my experience, is because you can find Dragon elsewhere. You can technically avoid ice or speed booster and still get through East Meridia, like by the logic, right? But the flip side is, in those circumstances, if you do that, but you're simultaneously trying to do an ammo kill on Mother Brain, if you don't find ice or speed, then you need more ammo to get through the Zebs and then get through Mother Brain 1 and Mother Brain 2. So they don't have speed, they don't have ice. They're technically in go mode otherwise, but they haven't found Dragon yet. You know, it might be that Dragon's vanilla and you have to find ice or speed by the logic, or you can do a crystal flash clip. But anyway, it's just really interesting how a few of these nuanced situations come up sometimes.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like what I said. Like, I think of the beams we're gonna find first, I just really think we're gonna find ice first.
Yeah, maybe so. Ice is my favorite beam, so I love seeing ice.
And both runners now in Lower Norfair. Kupppo nipping at Tilimorf's heels. So this boss wouldn't surprise me if we saw Vanilla Ridley, knowing the amount of ammo and stuff we have, but we shall see! It's Kraid! That puts it interesting to go back to checking Kraid's closet.
Do you think...
I can't believe Kraid has a small closet.
Do you think Fantoon or Mother Brain ever got mad at the Space Pirates for not building statues of themselves outside their lair? Like Kraid and Ridley even gets 2 statues of himself. Kraid gets 1 sort of. There's Space Jump. That's a nice find. Do you think Dragon and Fantoon are pissed about that?
Probably. They're probably also pissed they're not, Metroid originals.
That's true. That's probably why they're getting the special treatment.
Just F. F's in the chat for no Dragon and Fantoon statues.
The Space Jump animation is hilarious.
So we got Space Jump, so that's gonna make things really, really interesting. I think that kind of puts East Meridian now in logic that we have Space Jump. I'm really starting to think that almost all of our beams are hiding in Wreck Ship. And one probably Plasma. Wow, okay. Hero, calm down. Like, what? That's just kind of crazy. Hero in chat says, F Fantoon, that mother effort deserves what's coming to him. Yes, I'm sure also Oates and the amount of any percent runs that he's been going through probably feels the same way. Having great runs and then Fantoon with the slows. So rude. Tilimorf easily gets by the Key Hunters. Tilimorf gonna go left. Okay, so we're gonna dive here into the acid. And Tilimorf does want to go. Looks like they're gonna check out what is by Golden Chorizo and Screw Attack.
Yeah, I assume. Have we? I'm sorry. It's hard for me to read the tracker with all of the lines on it. Have we seen the front of Lower? I think we've seen it. Was it at the top of Red Brinstar maybe?
Yes. Top of Red Tower was the lava dive.
So yeah, I think, like you said, I'm going to assume that the reason for going this way is to check those locations. Otherwise, I feel like going this way just for the portal wouldn't be.
Yeah, no, you gotta check out the couple other items that are here.
Nice quick kill, Kupppo. Way to go, bud.
Well done from Kupppo. Kupo's getting rewarded with their space jump.
Hey, nice green.
And yes, the space jump animation here is fantastic from Tilimorf Sprite. Kupo deciding they don't want to do any kind of sprites. And here we go. What are we going to have at Screw Attack? And it's Spazer, so we do get a beam, and it's not Ice first.
This has been a really interesting race. Both players playing well, and both have had a couple spots where, you know, they wish they hadn't died or something, but no huge major time losses. And this is really close. This is a great race.
It really is. Tilimorf picking up a couple more power bombs here. Tilimorf is going to be really happy with that space. They're going to now go take that elevator up to Red Brinstar. And now, like I said, with Space Jump, it's just a matter of getting to East Meridia at this point. So if we take a look at the doors we haven't found yet. Both wrecked ship doors, the top of East Meridia door, and Crockermire's door. Green Brinstar has been fully checked. Red Brinstar, West Meridia, and Upper Norfair all have had every door checked.
Is this going to be, like, sorry, again, I have a hard time reading the map. Is this going to be one of those kind of, like, weird seeds where you got to, like, go through a zone to get to another zone and then double back to that zone?
It looks like it.
Or wait, did wreck ship, there's a wreck ship connection, right? No, there isn't. How about that?
Not that I've seen yet.
It might be that it's like a East Meridia connects to wreck ship connects to dead end Croc, like where you're supposed to go through East Meridia by the logic and find either ice or speed on the other side and then double back. That might be what it is.
Yeah, it's also possible. You know, you kind of alluded to it earlier. We have a chargeless Mother Brain.
And they're really close on the ammo, especially Tilimorf. But
this race is awesome. They are neck and neck.
You know, I just realized something, Adam.
That you are an amazing speedrunner?
No. That wasn't what I
mean. You set me up for that one.
Well, I forgot Tilimorf hadn't checked this. We'll have a much easier time doing it, but it is something that they'll be spending time on. So Kupo will potentially take a bit of a lead here, although Kupo doesn't have as much ammo. Anyway, what I was going to say was I think everybody always asks, like, what do you think is the most powerful item, like, or suit upgrade or aspect about Samus's suit? And everybody always talks about, like, speed booster, berry suit, whatever. You know what I think might be the most powerful part about Samus's suit?
What's that?
Iframes. And I'm not even really memeing when I say that. Like, how useful they are in so many places is actually pretty incredible.
Yeah. I mean, like, I had no idea what the heck an iframe is until I started, like, watching, like, Oates' channels, and he started talking about it, and I'm starting to learn a bit more about just speedrunning in general. Like, I've always played Metroids for, like, just casually. They're a fun game to play, you know, hence why I mentioned Subversion. That's eventually a hack I just want to get into and just go have fun with, right? Like, but as I start learning speedrunning and you realize, like, saving frames, it doesn't sound like it's important, but it's really important, because especially if you're trying to break a record or something.
Yeah, there's a lot of tech in these games, but that's what makes it fun too. You know, you can you really can paint your own masterpiece.
So while Kupo decides Kip decides they want to go do some art. Chat, how are you doing today? We'll go take a look at Kip's masterpiece. They'll share it on screen later. I'm kidding. This is what happens when I take a nap before stream.
Man, I wish I could take a nap. That sounds nice.
Yeah, it was just one of those, I'm really tired, I really need sleep. Like yesterday I casted a CS game best of 3. Commentated the Metroid Fusion race. Hosted the Metroid Prime show last night. And I was just like, at the end, I was like, oh, I can relax now.
I don't think kupppo realizes exactly what's happening, but I think he's now figured it out. Tilimorf closing in. So at this point, unless I'm misreading the screen, gotta assume that Tilimorf is in, even though he's a few rooms behind, I would say that he's in the lead because he has more ammo and is real close to go mode, but it depends on where ice and speed is, or if we run into charge beam. Of course, the flip side is running into charge beam right now by itself is not super valuable because you don't have any beams to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to see, you know, quite frankly, many other beams at this point. Because wrecked ship, while activated, we haven't found anything yet. Like gravity could be something, the reserve tank could be something, the energy tank could be something. There's a lot of stuff to check over by wrecked ship. So I think that's going to be really interesting. And kupppo is going to find the right side of wrecked ship. Nice vanilla, nice vanilla elevator. Is this even randomized?
That's a good question.
Chad, is this even randomized?
It's kind of convenient though with like anytime you're looking for like one specific item or something and then you get like a bunch of different directions you could go even in one zone, it's really nice when that decision's made for you. Like for example, the fact that this was the back of wrecked ship means that you're basically never going to skip the wrecked ship E-tank location because you're coming in right beside it, whereas if you came in on the other side and you whiffed at the right side supers on your first check, then, you know, depending on what your item loadout is or whatever, it can get a little wonky.
Yeah, for sure. So, and by process of elimination, the left side of wrecked ship has to lead to Crocomire. So, big shout out once again to Fishing Boo for their amazing tracking job today.
Plasma.
And it is Plasma!
Let's go.
Maybe DJ needs to take a nap before he commentates later tonight. Only kidding, DJ. And shout out to Oats and Goats for the Is This Even Randomized stuff.
Check this out, Adam. I realize the ammo situation is still not identical, but we are almost 52 minutes into this thing, and like, look how tight this is.
This really is. Like I was gonna mention Tilimorf just seemed to like get a burst of confidence out of absolutely nowhere, and the movement by Tilimorf has been quick and fast, and Tilimorf has massively caught up to kupppo. Excuse me.
If they straight run it, like the best thing for kupppo here would be if the progression ice or speed is elsewhere and like charge beam is right here, because then the difference in the ammo wouldn't matter as much.
Oh, hello, speed booster. So let's see, that's Plasma, that's speed. I had a funny feeling wrecked ship would have a ton of our stuff. DJ says I will nap when I darn well please. Tilimorf is massively gaining. From being a couple of rooms away, just look how fast Tilimorf is moving. Movement crisp and clean. Not saying kupppo's isn't, but kupppo is losing the map space advantage that they had before. And here we go. Is it Dragon or is it Ridley? It's Ridley. It's Ridley. So Dragon Vanilla.
So at this point, the only thing, assuming nothing super wild, but at this point, the only thing that would kind of like give kupppo a leg back up or kind of put him back even would be if charge beam was right here behind Ridley, which I don't even remember. I think in Major Minor it can be. I think in maybe other modes it can't be.
Yep. I mean, I don't know if this could be charge beam, but where it is obviously a major item, we shall see. So also, I want to give a quick shout out here before we continue our commentary. Shout out to Z Note Drums for the raid of 14. We appreciate that. Welcome. Hope your stream went well. Nice Ridley fight too. So go ahead, Kip. Let's see what we can find here in Ridley's room.
If I was Tilimorf, I wouldn't have skipped those drops because
Oh,
you do need a couple of supers, actually. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You can get some on the way, but you do need a few.
Yep. I mean, Coop only has 2.
Problem here, though, is if you go ammo kill, like if you're gonna go ammo kill here, if you're gonna like immediately leave and backtrack, you have to get the speed zeb skip, which I'm not assuming any player can or can't do it. It's just like it's not the easiest trick in the world, and especially if like it's not something you've worked on a ton, it can really get tough trying to get it.
Oh, absolutely. Now, Tilimorf, I don't know why you're flying back the other way.
Well, they're done here because the other portal, I think, is Croc, right?
The other portal is Croc, but there's also Gravity in the reserve, so they're skipping the other 2 majors.
Yeah, but they don't need anything. Like, it's basically go mode at this point. Like, Tilimorf only needs, assuming Tilimorf, and I'm going to assume that, you know, they can do it. Assuming that Tilimorf can speed zeb skip, then it's basically like 1 or 2 supers or a few regular missile packs, and it's like you're done. And since you are forced to backtrack anyway, it's essentially just straight like beeline go mode. So kill the last boss, go to Torian, that's it.
Definitely makes sense. Now, Kip, correct me if I'm wrong. Can you damage, like, take the damage and actually skip the first zeb as opposed to doing the speed zeb skip?
Say that. Ask me that again.
So, the speed zeb skip is the short charge speed booster clip, correct?
Correct.
So isn't there another way, because I see Oates do it a lot in his any percent runs, is he takes damage and then just skips through the first zeb.
That's the more typical in the speed runs. That's the more prototypical one that you're going to do, which is done with using the ice beam. Which is why I'm in some ways presuming a little bit here, but I'm going to assume that the average person playing this game is going to have an easier time with an ice zeb skip than a speed. Like in a lot of cases, people learn the ice zeb skip very early on in their, you know, speed learning or whatever progress. And it's just way less complicated once you know how to do it than the speed one. So, yeah, but the problem is they don't have ice, you know?
That's true. Okay, so you need ice to do it.
Correct.
Oh, because you get to freeze everything else. Yeah, that makes sense. Nice spring ball. So Tilimorf is flying back through West Meridian. Oh, excuse me. Well, I guess what's left of East Meridian here, technically. Back down here now into West Meridian through Toilet, and Tilimorf is high tracking it to Dragon. So definitely Tilimorf ahead now. Kupppo doing a couple of checks. Kupppo is going to do the grapple beam check, but that's the only major over here. If it's Kupo's in trouble. I think Kupo's in trouble regardless, but anything can happen. Oh, it's just checking Croc, not going to grapple. Okay.
Yeah, which, you know, is a little bit of an interesting decision. If you're going to, like, in this exact particular situation, if you're going, like I mentioned earlier, like, both players are assuming speed zeb skip or just an ammo go mode.
Right.
So it's either you're committing to fine charge or you're not. So, you know, in that spot, if you're going to do Croc, I'd probably just go ahead and do grapple. But I do think that backtracking and just going for ammo is probably the better play.
Makes sense to me. Exclamation point R in chat. We'll see if the bot is working. You can follow our amazing runners. Exclamation point C to follow the commentary and tracking team. And there we go. Thank you, DJ. Appreciate that. And thank you to my co-commentator, Kip, for being an amazing, absolutely fantastic human being.
Yeah, this has been a fun one. I'm glad we got to do comms together on this.
Absolutely. Looking forward to doing more comms with you as well. And to continue to tell the world about how a great, amazing speedrunner you are.
Man, thank you for being such a fan.
Oh, my pleasure. And if you're interested in more Super Metroid Randomizer Top 32 action tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right back here on Speedgaming, the main Speedgaming channel, we are going to have our last race of the day, and that is the race between Tony T. Young versus TG Derp. and that is commentated by none other than Taylor Swift fan themselves, DJ Webb, and I will be tracking that as well. DJ, if you want to co-commentator, let me know.
That'll be fun. Derp was my teammate on our Zost, and me and Derp were on a team together for the league season 4, which just wrapped up like a month or so ago. So that'll be a fun one. Derp's a really good player. Also, Tony's a very strong player too. So that's a real good first round matchup. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of fun. Again, 10 p.m. Eastern, and that's going to be here on Speedgaming, the main Speedgaming channel. Definitely check that out, 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. And then there is, oddly enough, I don't think this game is going to be streamed, but Count Cranberry versus Nitro, if you all are night owls. We have to have no one currently ready to commentate or track that one, so that one's probably not going to be streamed, but the best of 3s are getting ready. I'm taking a look at our schedule, and it looks really, really cool coming up here, too. Also, shout out to MM2 and their partner in crime, the other tournament organizer. I forget their name. Kip, help me out here.
I'm sorry?
Who's the other tournament organizer besides MM2 Nest Cartridge?
I actually don't. Is it Idle?
It's possible.
I don't remember who all is doing it. By the way, Cranberry Nitro sounds like something.
It is. It's Idle Child.
It is Idle Child. Yeah.
Yep.
Cranberry Nitro is. I'm sorry. It just sounds like something they would serve at like Starbucks or something. I like that. Plumps.
Yep. So a big shout out, and can we get some love in chat for MM2 Nest Cartridge and Idle in chat, please? They have put on an absolutely amazing tournament, and just fantastic people. You need to go and show them some love in chat. Tilimorf has defeated Dragon, and their screw attack, which Tilimorf looks at it, insulted by it, wants no part of it.
Good old screw attack.
Adraxis says Cranberry Nitro reminds me of those cans of cold brew. Yeah. And for those wondering why kupppo and Tilimorf are using Grapple Beam at this location, it's because Grapple can kill some of these weaker enemies, and also at the same time, Grapple is going to go back and retrieve those drops and bring them back to Samus. Just a lot easier than Samus going in, killing the enemies, getting the drops, leaving. So, kupppo happy with the amount of ammunition that they have. Tilimorf making their way back down. Gonna high five kupppo here and this pre-Aqueduct or Aqueduct?
This is Aqueduct.
Aqueduct. Okay. Oh no, kupppo.
Please don't get trolled by the snail. Okay. No.
Oh, you said it too early, Kip. You're fired.
Listen, I'm just telling you. I've gone through this stuff too much. Do you know what I'm saying? It's just like.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to find I'm gonna have to find another co-commentator now. Kip's gonna get fired. Kupppo is gonna lodge a formal complaint.
Why am I getting fired for warning someone about something that I knew was gonna happen?
Because you said it right before it happened. Kupppo is gonna lodge a complaint with HR. It's gonna be a whole thing. You're gonna hear about it in all the news outlets.
Oh man.
I'm only kidding. I'm giving Kip such you know what.
Don't worry. People getting upset at me for me calling something long in advance is pretty much on brand for me, so we'll be fine.
Scripted stream confirmed. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh,
look
nice
at kupppo with the one
fight.
round.
Nice bot swoon fight. What? Oh, what a shine spark animation, Tilimorf. See, Tilimorf, you should have just got screw attack. You may would have made chat very, very happy. Oh, nice kupppo. Now Tilimorf knows exactly what Torian is. Tilimorf on their way. Should be done here. Looking at probably about, I don't know, about 110, 111.
I'm gonna say that it's longer than that. Number one,
Yeah.
they don't have Ice Beam for the
Metroids.
Metroids, which it's not drastically slower, but it's probably an extra 30 or 40 seconds. And then
Missile.
and then on top of that, they still got to go down like the elevator and all that. Let's take a look at the bracket real quick. So, as we mentioned, the loser of this match is going to unfortunately be out of the tournament, but still awesome to qualify and awesome to have a couple of races here. But the loser of this one is going to face the loser of match 27, which is which is actually Adraxis versus myself next week. So I didn't realize this, but this.
Oh my goodness! I gotta take sides.
You don't have to take sides. And honestly,
boy.
if you were going to, I would recommend taking Adraxis' side. Adraxis is literally the only person in a long time that's beat me in a best of 3, and they've done it like 3 or 4 times. So if I was a betting person, I'd put money on them. But anyway, so I didn't realize though that we were actually doing some potential reconnaissance mission by watching this this race.
And again, because we have no Ice Beam, again, it's quite possible it's hidden. It could be Waterway. It could be... I don't even think they went back to check Crate's Closet. There's Gravity Suit. There's the reserve location next to Gravity. Like, there really is just, like, anywhere you could be. So you just have to powerbomb the bleep out of these Metroids. Kupppo might have a little bit of an easier time because they have 25 power bombs as opposed to Tilimorf's 20. But the thing to keep in mind too, Kip, look at the missiles and the super missiles for Kupppo, and the missiles and the super missiles for Tilimorf. 20 more missiles for Tilimorf, 5 more super missiles for Tilimorf. Will make the Mother Brain fight a lot easier.
Well, yeah, I mean, right now, like if you're let's assume for a moment that you were to get a baby skip and you just wanted to go as fast as possible and skip any refills. Right now, 60-55 is basically like, I think the minimum that you could, or maybe it's one of the like minimums where you could do that with. So there's not a lot of leeway. So the fact that Tilimorf got 1 extra mystical pack does give some leeway. I'm gonna assume that Tilimorf is gonna open at least the first door with regular missiles. Right now, Kupppo can't even really complete that I know of, unless I guess he were to like kill all the Zebs or something. I don't do the numbers on killing all the Zebs, so I don't really know
I'm not
exactly what that
sure.
is.
The baby Metroid made Tilimorf sprite cry. That's just not cool. It looks like Tilimorf wants to go ahead and take out the door again. Like you said, it might be a 60-50. And then gonna go back and go ahead and refill their energy and missiles. They're not...
Looks like they're doing all doors, yeah.
Yep. Can't blame them at all. Again, you're so tight on ammo here. I don't blame Tilimorf at all.
Yeah, this is gonna make it a lot more comfortable. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of leeway on this one.
Yep. Kupo gonna go check Gauntlet. Kupo didn't grab Screw Attack either. So what we're seeing Tilimorf do is Tilimorf has taken a safety save here. Just in case they're not able to really finish off Mother Brain, because if you don't have the ammo to take out Mother Brain, you're soft locked.
Nice Ice Beam.
Oh, there it is. Ice Beam. Kupo's found it. Ice Beam and Gauntlet.
Tilimorf. Okay. Okay. So Tilimorf's going to backtrack here as well. That'll really make it a lot easier. Shouldn't be any issues now with the nice save, Kupo, by the way. Oh, double power bomb, not what Kupo was looking for.
Tilimorf gonna go back and refill.
Really got to hand it to Tilimorf. I mean, I think he's played a good game.
Absolutely.
Been very thorough. I really like how Kupo's played too. This has been a really fun one to watch. And I understand why the format was set up this way. And I think it's totally fine to do 2 best of ones. But at the same time, it would have been really fun to watch these guys play a best of 3, because this was a really, really good race. And I imagine if they played again, it'd be another competitive one.
Nicely done from Tilimorf. Tilimorf, nice Mother Brain 1 fight. And now this is the true test. Does Tilimorf have enough ammo to take out Mother Brain here? That's what's going to come into play. Kupo going back. Kupo at 55 super missiles and just found 60. Nicely done from Tilimorf for heading to Mother Brain 3. And Tilimorf, as long as they don't make some crazy... I don't have a crazy death here towards the end. This is it. Tilimorf will beat Kupo. Probably by about 3 to 4 minutes, it looks like, as Kupo. Now also, again, no charge beam. Has plenty of supers now. So... here we go, Kupo right behind.
Yeah, nicely done by Tilimorf. Kupo into the Torian with the Ice Beam, which is nice. Always more comfortable than the power bombs. So, Adam, how long have you been following the Super Metroid Randomizer scene?
Probably about... how long have I been subscribed to Otis' channel? 9,
no, like
10 months?
just like watching randomizers.
Well, like that's where the exposure to randomizers I got was Oates' stream, and it was some games done quick stuff that was done last year. Probably almost a year.
Okay, nice. And have you played some yourself?
Yeah, but wall jumping is a skill I have to master. Like I said, I'm a casual runner.
That's okay. It gives the best of us trouble, but it's awesome to play. It's like really fun. I had a similar experience. Actually, Oates was I think like a long time ago. I think he was the very first Super Metroid stream that I watched.
Yeah, he's
and
been
then
at this for
shortly
10
after
years,
started
I
playing.
think.
Yeah, so it's kind of cool to watch people watching their favorite streamers and getting into it. It's nice to continue to expand our player base.
Absolutely. So, like, I have played some rando. It's so much fun to play. Like, I tell you, the one I enjoy more is the map rando. That is so unique and so fun. I've been playing a few of those. I play a few regular randomizers, door randomizers. It's just, look, Super Metroid is my second favorite game of all time, and it's really nice to see. What's the best way to say this? It's really nice to see your revitalization of an old classic game that I love, and to really see it get its, time in the sunshine again.
Oh yeah, definitely agree. Yeah, for Super Metroid and other games too, it's really cool. How randomizers and speedruns and stuff over the years have brought a lot of people together. Oh, left side spark, nice Tilimorf.
Speedgaming is the sunshine. I wouldn't go that far, DJ, but each their own. Tilimorf is going to end here with a 115. It's like a 114.47. 115.47, maybe? No, the Steam is really messing up. 115.48. Nicely done from Tilimorf. GG's to the runners.
Yeah, GG Tilimorf, really nice run there, and congratulations on moving to the next round.
And Dread does have randomizers.
And then kupppo, GG to kupppo as well.
Absolutely.
Really great to see him qualify for the tournament, and even though it didn't quite go as he would have preferred, he actually is relatively new to playing these, so I'm sure he'll continue to improve. It's awesome to see him play.
Absolutely, and kupppo not giving up either. kupppo going to go ahead and gonna try this damage boost here through this. It's a Zeb, right?
Hopefully Tilimorf got the invite for. Well, yeah. Hopefully Tilimorf got the invite for an interview. I'm not sure. I'm not on the control screen, so I don't know.
I can go load the control screen up, no problem.
Yeah, here we go.
Here comes the winner. Tilimorf.
Hey, yeah, welcome in, Tilimorf. GG. Oh, I think he's still muted. Excuse me.
Yes. Fishing, can we mark kupppo is done too? If you're looking at the racetime.gg platform, get kupppo in here for an interview as well. Again, we're on a 10-minute time. Tilimorf now unmuted. GG's, welcome. Tilimorf?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I might need to turn you up some. I can barely hear you.
I think I have my mic set to max, so hopefully. Is that a little bit better?
There we go.
Hey!
Yeah, GG kupppo. That was a interesting seed. Pretty fun.
Yes, as kupppo was in our waiting room, just joined us here on stream. GG's kupppo, GG's Tilimorf. What a race. You both went neck and neck.
Ah, shucks. GG Tilimorf.
Oh, Charge Beam was at the reserve tank at Wreck Ship. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't getting that.
And Wave was at Spring Ball. Which means Gravity Suit had nothing. So, cool. What did both of you... Let's start off with a fun question. What's one thing you both liked about each of your runs?
I guess I feel like I did route pretty well. I felt like I was searching for speed and ice about the whole time because I didn't want to go for the Crystal Flash, but I was just crossing my fingers that Dragon wouldn't be at Dragon, and of course, Vanilla Dragon, so I couldn't skip Batoon. But it went pretty well.
Kupppo, what about you?
I don't know if it's a positive. I would say conversely, I feel like my route was pretty trash. I messed up a couple of things and spent a long time. I don't know. I deboosted across X-ray. I felt really good about that. But
That was
even though it took
wonderful
like
to
5
see.
times, yeah.
Yep.
But I don't know. I felt like I don't know. I'm not used to playing races outside of like the weekly areas, so just trying to, play in like a competitive environment, play, with the nerves going. It's something I'm not really used to yet, so I feel like I did okay at least.
Yeah, you had a good run. Tilimorf, you did as well. Kupppo, obviously, we were talking about how since this was a loser's bracket first round, it was best of one, and the loser is now out of the tournament. But I was really impressed with just the fact that you qualified to begin with. It's really great to see you running. I thought you played really well today. So can you and then after you, Tilimorf, can you guys just talk a little bit about your experience in the tournament so far?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think I was going to qualify. I just wanted to play a race because it was a convenient time for me. And I think the first one I placed like dead last, which is kind of where I was expecting. And then I think I did like one other where I came, it's like pretty high. So I was like, I guess I'll actually I had never considered that I was actually going to qualify. And then I just got me like really motivated. So I'm going to keep trying to get better and go through it. But it's been really cool to be in a tournament, especially qualifying amongst like, people who runs like I really look up to.
That's awesome. Kip and I were kind of saying that, beforehand because I just play Metroid casually. But like the more and more I watch speed running and I, just dip my toes into speed running waters, like Kip even made the point too, like being able to watch, some of like your favorite streamers and get involved in the community is really, really cool. Like I love watching Ocean Goats. And seeing him do all the randos he does in the weekends and all the ROM hacks that he did about a year back. Like, it's really, really cool to see, like, all the new runners coming in. Like, I eventually got involved with commentating and tracking based on the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament. I got involved in there during their week 5 of their Swiss format, to the point where I just did a tournament show that Speedgaming allowed me to do last night. And I did that, and all you even saving was how nice of you.
Oh, yeah, I went plant-based for like about 10 minutes here.
Yeah, you were talking about earlier you want to improve, Kupppo. I can go ahead and give you a free lesson real quick. The first way to improve is never save the animals.
Wow. The ASPCA is going to be called for you all later. Only kidding. But no, like, to be able to, like, to go back and say, like, I'm new to the community, and Metroid Prime, Fusion, Super Metroid, y'all have been so welcoming. Like, to hear your story, Kupppo, I think is really, really cool. Like, Tilimorf, can you kind of sort of relate to that? Like, when you were getting involved in speedrunning?
Yeah, I got involved almost 10 years ago, but I started the randomizers for the first season of the Randomizer League, so that was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I haven't been practicing as much recently as I used to, so I definitely need to re-up my short charging so I can
You and me
like
both, Tilimorf.
short charge dead skip. But yeah, it's been going pretty well. It's always fun, just as you said, playing with your favorite runners like Zosty and a whole bunch of others, Kip being in this tournament.
Speaking of which, Tilimorf, I got to ask, we were looking at the bracket earlier. I did not realize it until like just a couple minutes ago, but you are going to face the loser of next week's match between me and Audra, which if we're being fair and looking at history, like I'm the kind of person that believes that history matters. And so if you look at the actual stats and the win-loss, you got to assume that Audra is the favorite in this matchup because I've been beaten up so many times over the years. But it might be that me and you are back here again at some point in a week or two, having another chat. But what do you feel about that matchup, no matter who it ends up being?
Nervous. I think it'll be a good matchup, but I feel like you've probably got me beat in like movement tech, so hopefully I can get some advantages with possibly routing. But I think it's going to be fun. I'm excited.
I mean, listen, I've been trying to talk up Kip this entire stream, saying how they're the greatest Metroid, Super Metroid speedrunner that the world's never heard of, that platform beat to show off. So I'm just saying.
I was in need of a confidence boost, so this really helped me a lot. Thank you.
My pleasure.
But anyway, Tilimorf, congratulations. Big GG to you. It was really a lot of fun watching this race. I told Adam earlier that I wish this was a best of 3 because I really enjoyed this race and it would have been fun to watch you guys duke it out over a series. But we'll get that, in a week or two. And yeah, so at this point, I'll just turn it back over to the runners. Is there anything that you guys would like to say? And then after that's done, Adam, you can wrap us up, man.
Sounds good.
No, just GG Tilimorf. Thanks everyone. Thanks Kip. Thanks Adam on comms. Thanks Fishing Boo on tracking. Speedgaming. Everyone who organizes this tournament. It's been a lot of fun. And yeah, thanks so much. Can't wait to watch the rest of the games.
Yeah, and just to echo GG kupppo, and thanks all the organizers and restream and commentary and tracking and everything. Thanks.
Awesome. Well, excellent. Exclamation point R and exclamation point C in chat to follow both of these amazing runners and the commentary and tracking team. Big shout out to Fishing Boo for being, as always, an amazing worker. One other race today, like I plugged earlier. The race beat at 10:10 p.m. Eastern, commentated by DJ Webb, tracked by yours truly. And that is going to be an absolutely amazing race. That's going to be right here on the main Speedgaming channel for Kip, kupppo, Tilimorf. My name is Adam, aka WXFan21. Kip, was a pleasure commentating with you. kupppo and Tilimorf, an absolutely amazing race. Fishing, thank you for the tracking, and we will see you all next mission. Bye, everybody.